like a game like GTA.
It's good.
I have such high hopes for GTA. I would love it if that was worked in, where if you're like the car thief of all car thieves, if you've gone through that whole quest line where you've stolen, you've done the gone in 60 seconds route and done all that, that by the time you get over to the bank robbing scene, they're like, oh, that's Sammy Swift Fingers, the greatest car thief of all time. Well, glad to have you. Hey, you gonna be driving us around? No, I'm gonna. And you have those options. Like, I'd like to see that integrated in when you spend $2 billion on a game.
But they probably won't. It'll be one of those things where it's like, you know how to drive one of these, bro? And it's like you pulled up in something twice as good. Like, do you mind if I leave my fucking Lamborghini out here while I take your Dodge Charger on this fetch quest?
I saw that some of the villains were you obviously got the police as a villain and a couple other groups, but ICE is also going to be a main enemy. The immigration and
ICE,
naturalization.
Immigration.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to help them.
Your girlfriend clearly is got some foreign.
Better behave.
What did you think of the trailer?
Dude, I'm so into the trailer. I think it looks great.
Wait, is it a gameplay trailer or is it just? I've seen cinematic, but not gameplay.
There's a little gameplay, a lot of cutscene.
Yeah, it's all like generated in game though. I think it looks incredible. I mean, it doesn't seem like a huge warp forward from Red Dead to me. There are some scenes when I've seen them side by side, and it's like, man, Red Dead was ahead of its time. It looks almost this good, and I'm down with the storyline. I like that it's a dude and his ex-con girlfriend kind of taking over. It looks like there's going to be a fun like love romance scenario going on with them. I'm super into it. I just didn't like those where I had to be like a black gangbanger. It's like I don't relate to this guy even in the slightest.
Well, I didn't relate to the meth head guy either, Trevor, but
a little.
Trevor had yeah, that's true. Maybe I've known some people like Trevor, but Trevor was the most fun in GTA 5 because he had the best voice lines by far. The black guy's voice lines were always like being worried, like, oh man, they're gonna catch me. Oh, they're right on my tail. And Trevor's was more like, and there's more where that came from, like shit like that. And that was fun. The main guy, he was okay. The kind of rich guy who you start with, I don't even remember his name.
I didn't play when I saw the other thing.
You never played GTA 5?
No,
I didn't. GTA 5
San Andreas either.
The
GTA 5 is the only one I've played.
Did not hit my bullseye. It seemed like they were advertising that character's ass in 80% of the trailer. And I get it. She's banging. She's bangable. But she's a video game character.
Yeah.
I don't buy games because the characters are attractive. And
oh, man, that's that dog whistle to the Asmongold crowd. Letting them know this ain't no woke bullshit. We're going to have some pretty ladies in here, all right? We're going to show some titties and ass. That's what I was getting from that vibe. But not only that, I thought I saw screenshots that show that they had prettied her up from the original trailers and made her less like of an uggo. Because one of the massive complaints from a huge segment of the online gaming crowd is that for some reason there's a bunch of uggos in the development community who don't want girls prettier than them in their game. They want to like copy paste their ugly asses and stick them in a game as some fantasy character instead of what we really want, which is like badass big bootied bitches. I don't look. I'm in a fantasy realm. Show me some pretty people. Goddamn it! I got uggos everywhere around me. Every step I take, I'm surrounded by fat, ugly people. Okay, everywhere you walk and go in this world.
I'm thinking of two trailers. Now, one was the GTA 6 trailer, which to my memory was 80% close-ups of this woman's butt and the way that it moved and like jiggle physics and her sway. She walked like a model. Like, I get it. She's a bangable video game character. The other was the Doom Slayer, not the recent one, but the rip and tear until it is done. That hit my bullseye. That made me want to play. This, like, I'm not really into waifus or whatever fucking video game. Like, yeah.
I think that's people that like fuck pillows. Isn't that what a waifu is?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're judging.
But it's also like you don't want to pretend to be that guy and like slip into his skin. You want to like operate and like do your thing. Like I don't think you like RPGs, period. I don't think that's ever been your cup of tea. Like I like to pretend like I am Bulgar the Destroyer. And I'm not saying my answers are the answers of Bulgar because he grew up in the Nightlands far away. and he never saw, and he judges people harshly when they treat little people poorly. Like, he's got a backstory that's driving him forward. It's not me. Like, I'm Bulgar now, and I like getting into his shoes. So if like Bulgar has a wife, I want to make sure Bulgar's wife's happy because Bulgar's a good guy. Like, I like that role playing stuff, and I like cutscenes. I like getting into it and feeling like I'm playing a movie. I don't want it to be crazy with the cutscenes. Like, there was that detective game, Night Rain, something Heavy Rain, I think is what it was called back in the day. And it was like a PlayStation movie where you press X every 10 minutes to get to the next scene almost. It was like, man, this is a lot of cutscene. But in Baldur's Gate, like, there's enough cutscene that, well, fuck, we got to help these people. They need us. You know, like I get into that mode where my decisions are made about the narrative and like my role play in it, rather than I want to kill that guy. He's ugly, or he's got a cool sword. There's plenty of characters and times in Baldur's Gate where, look, I know this guy has the best sword, but he's a good guy. Let's not kill him. I know we won't have a good sword, but how can you kill him? And like genuinely, we won't kill the guy just because he's a cool guy, even though killing him would make us stronger. Because you feel, I feel bad.
I'm not the same way. Like, in my games, if there's dialogue, if it wasn't for chat, I wouldn't listen to anything. It's like, he's telling you what you need to do next. I don't have patience for that. I have patience for wandering around lost for 90 minutes, but not for listening to this fucktoid for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. Dialogue I've never heard before, skip. Yeah. Cutscenes I've never seen before, skip. Where's the part where I swing the sword? That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, everything this guy says is going to be in the quest log. Skip. I'm not that intense. Like, when I'm playing a new game, I kind of want to get a feel for the vibe. So like Oblivion, I don't wait for their delivery, but I read all of it. And because they talk so slow, like I'll read what they're saying and then go to the next thing and then read that and then go to the next thing. But if I played Skyrim again, I'm not stopping for any dialogue. I've played that game enough. I know exactly what's being said. And there's no cutscenes in those games. So it's just dialogue, or at least not that I remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, there's no. I like the story. It makes me care more. I want the good guys to win and the bad guys to lose or whatever. I definitely listen to all of it and read all of it. And there's actual reading in Baldur's Gate, like in-game books, and you flipping through this fucking book.
How long does it take to read an in-game book?
I never read the in-game books.
Pages, but some of the books are like 25 pages, and each. So you're just like,
you're really reading that?
Yeah, it's an achievement.
How does it know in Oblivion and Skyrim, if you pick up a book, like the way it works in that one is more me and Woody's speed in regard to books, where like you pick it up and then it opens and then you can hit A to take it or B to put it back down. But all you have to do is open it, and then if it's a skill book, you get the skill point from it. You don't have to read it.
So like I read them because a lot of times it's plot points, and it's like you read all the journals at the beginning of the cave. You learn the story of a wizard who accidentally turned himself into a giant spider matriarch queen or some shit. And then later in that cave, you're going to run into a giant spider. And it's kind of cool if you read through his journals and saw him slowly losing his mind, and his scribbling got more illegible as it went until he turned into a Spider Man and lost his mind. So I don't know. I like reading them. The story in Baldur's Gate is just tremendous too. I think of it like a movie that I get to interact with. Like you said, Skyrim, I'm skipping through that shit. But GTA, there won't be a second of that dialogue. That all the cutscenes. Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to get into it.
If the character has a funny voice, I'll listen to them sometimes, because they have, especially in Oblivion, when you say it's dated, you're 100% right, because a character will start talking to you and it'll sound like they're muffled and like super far away. And you look up online and it's like, yeah, that's because they messed up the recording studio, but by the time they figured it out, the guy was already home. And so we used like this tinny audio.
Have you heard the two-take audio line? The girl,
yeah,
it's like, well, you'll have to go to the Temple of Argatoth, and the actress goes, I didn't like that one. Let me try that again. Well, you'll have to go to the Temple of Argatoth. And
yeah, and it's all in there.
That's just what she says when you press A.
It was very funny.
Damn it! I can't believe they didn't catch that one. I like that they didn't remove it for the remaster, because they clearly could have, I suppose, in some way, but they didn't.
Yeah, that is a great game. Like, I'm still enjoying Oblivion.
We should play Clair Obscur. That's going to be game of the year this year.
I downloaded it. I have it on my Xbox.
I'm calling it here, and I called it in May. Like as soon as I picked that game up and played an hour of it, I was like, "This is a game of the year." This is clearly like incredible polish and just everything that it checks every box of a wonderful, amazing game. It is one of those games where you got to listen to it. There's a lot of listening and watching with a lot of dialogue.
I don't like too much listening, but I'm not turned off by turn-based combat. As long as it's sophisticated and it feels strategic, I enjoy it.